The Channel 4 hit series Top Boys Season 4 finale was an intense and action-packed episode that left many viewers wondering what would happen next. The ending has left viewers with many unanswered questions that have led to them trying to fill in the gaps themselves. There are many fan theories about the series, with some being quite dark, while others are more hopeful. Here are some of the most popular fan theories about the show. So, what happened to Rennell? Rennell Smith was introduced in the first season of the Channel 4 original series. He started this series as just an innocent student at the local school in London and was best friends with Jem, a fellow student. However, Rennell was left to take care of himself when his mother Lisa was taken into hospital due to issues with her mental health. He very nearly fell in with Duchesne and Sully. Rennell is a principled man who continuously rebuffed Duchesne's attempts to recruit him during the first season. Fans of the show have been surprised by the apparent absence of Rennell, previously a central character in the series. This has led to one very believable theory emerging, that the new character, Modi, played by Dave, is an aged Rennell who has become cruel and ruthless after living in a harsh environment. There are several details that could support this idea: Sully and Modi's rivalry in prison, Modi's slight resemblance in appearance to the youngster, and the suggestive line that Dave raps on his song called God's Eye, which hints that he used to be Rennell, and that he never had a score before. Whether he meant it seriously or as a figure of speech, if this intriguing connection is true, it was never revealed during Modi's life, but perhaps the truth will be revealed now in the wake of his death. Is Driss really dead? Arguably the most heartbreaking scene of the season was when Sully arrived at Driss's flat after he learned of his betrayal of his and Duchesne's location to Modi. Sully didn't even have to discuss his decision to execute Driss with anyone. The shot cuts away to show the distant shimmering skyline of London City as a single gunshot rings into the cold night's air. However, some viewers are focusing on the fact that there was no clear indication of Driss's death in the scene. Fans of the Top Boy veteran are hopeful for a future comeback for the character. The reason there is no clear answer as to whether Driss is dead or alive is because the camera pans away from him and Sully when the gunshot goes off, so we don't know for sure what happened. Even though Duchesne's right-hand man has been proven to be merciless, many fans still wish the best for Driss and are hoping against hope for a comeback in the later season. Will Duchesne and Sully team up again? The relationship between the two has always been tumultuous, and it's not until the fourth episode of the new series that they are partners again. However, Sully's comment that just because they didn't lose doesn't mean that they won suggests that things may have gone too far this time and may have left a stain on their relationship. Duchesne's recruitment of incarcerated Jamie into his empire certainly doesn't bode well for their future. However, this is a relationship that has previously recovered from serious strains. I mean, if Sully can forgive Duchesne for murdering his best friend Mike back in season 2, then who knows what will happen between the two in the future. Will Jamie reveal At's crime? The season finale saw a triumphant Duchesne leaving Jamie in prison on the horns of a dilemma. Duchesne had video evidence of At's entering Jamie's flat with a bag that contained drugs and a handgun, which was used to frame Jamie for a crime he didn't commit. As the best friend of Jamie's younger brother, Stefan, Atz was able to get into their flat without looking suspicious and plant the evidence. Serving 20 years in prison for being framed would be a harrowing experience for someone like him. However, Jamie has been repeatedly shown to have a very kind and caring side to him, which can be seen by how he treats his two younger siblings, Stefan and Aaron. Will Jamie abandon this side of him and allow the footage to be made public, meaning Atz will be convicted in his place instead? It is a tough decision, as it is a very tempting offer to be released from prison as well as to work under Duchesne back in London. Will Jamie be able to overcome this moral dilemma? Will Duchesne finally get arrested? The biggest twist of all came in the closing scene of the final episode, which reveals that desperate junkies Lee and Sarah are in fact undercover feds working to bring down Duchesne. Smart Alex will point to hints such as the pair's exposure of a suspicious market vendor in episode 3, but come on, no one really saw this one coming. Back in the Met Police headquarters, it can be seen on the office whiteboard that Duchesne has been reinstated as the top boy on the Summerhouse estate. This detail is confirmed by Sarah and Lee to their commanding officer in the very next scene. The covert operation to finally bring down Duchesne is clearly going strong. It will be quite interesting to see whether they will be able to maintain their cover and be able to breach Duchesne's close circle. Will they be able to succeed in bringing down Duchesne, or will their cover be blown? Who is the father of Lauren's baby? Lauren, who had been forced to leave London after her sister Jack found out she was leaking Summerhouse's info to a rival gang, had previously ended up being locked away by her boyfriend Curtis due to her pregnancy. However, Lauren manages to escape Curtis by convincing him to let her try try on some maternity clothes in private, while actually sneaking out through the rear exit of a clothing store in Liverpool. Although she is heavily pregnant, Lauren makes a break for it and gets into a taxi which takes her from Liverpool back to London. Enraged after finding out what she did, Curtis vows to bring her back no matter what it takes. He even ends up involving Duchesne and Sully while doing so. Throughout the season, Lauren is seen pleading with her sister Jack to get her back on side with the Summerhouse gang and stresses her baby's future is at stake. Throughout the season, viewers have noticed that Lauren never calls her child "our baby," which could be a hint that she knows Curtis isn't the father of her child. A recent comment on an Instagram post by the actress playing Lauren, Star Saffron, has hinted the father could be Driss, who is now dead. While sharing a video of her modeling the fake baby bump prosthetic to fans, Saffron wrote that she had never quite mastered the walk back, though she had still done a Usain. Former co-star Shone replied to the post with, "My baby mum." Could this be a subtle hint that Driss is the real father of her child? Sully would most likely be traumatized to know that Driss had died without even knowing about his child. That is, of course, if Driss is actually dead. Will Duchesne retire? Throughout the season, we have seen that Duchesne has been trying to pass on his business to Jamie so that he can retire from the life of crime. Sully, however, didn't agree with Jamie becoming the new head, and this eventually led to him ultimately taking Jamie out of the scene for good, after murdering him in his own home. Fans are left to wonder how Duchesne will react to hearing about Jamie's murder, especially once he learns that it was Sully himself who did the deed. There are several theories regarding the subject of Duchesne's retirement, with some fans suggesting that he will find someone else to take the mantle, while some, on the other hand, believe that Duchesne will not be retiring anytime soon and instead will choose to remain the top boy. What's next for Aaron and Stefan? The final episode of season 2 saw a huge plot twist, with Sully killing Jamie in his own home. The final scene shows Jamie at home hanging out with his younger brothers when Sully shows up at his front door and shoots Jamie 3 times, twice in the chest and a final shot to the head. He then manages to slip away and leaves the 2 devastated siblings with their brother's dead body. Following the shock ending, fans have been busy speculating on what could come next for Top Boy. As Aaron and Stefan have witnessed Jamie's murder, there's a chance they could find themselves in danger. Meanwhile, some viewers have a theory that either Aaron or Stefan, or even both of them, could take over from Jamie and become the next Top Boy. Fans have speculated that if Jamie actually died, then Stefan will definitely be getting his revenge. Others have shared similar predictions for season 3. However, not all viewers are too keen on this theory, as Stefan and Aaron being innocent were some of the best parts of the series, and that they don't want them to get involved in something dangerous. That's a wrap for this video. See you in the next one.